Hello, and welcome to another update video about DOT. So, on the DOT chart, we are still holding above support here on the daily time frame. It is located at $5.70, so support is still holding firm, but without any clear confirmation that a low has been established. So, any attempts on the micro level to start a move up have failed, so we don't have any reliable confirmation that a low has formed, but the assumption is still that the market could form one more high in this cycle. But bear in mind that the chart I only say it again and again. This chart is not a great chart, right? It's just not. So expect support levels to break. This is not a strong chart. I have to say it again and again. It's an altcoin chart. Not only that, it's an altcoin chart which rallied initially in 3 waves, which is already very weak because of the strong pullback into the August lows, right? Double bottom structure, triple bottom even, not a great reversal structure in contrast to what many people believe. It's just a weak chart, okay? So don't be surprised if we go down earlier. But I have to say, any break below 570, I mean, it's not an invalidation point, right? Wave 4s in diagonal patterns can go deeper than that. It's just that any break below the 61.8 retracement will favor different scenarios. And the yellow scenario is not preferred, as you know, if you watched previous videos. The yellow count is the more bullish count that many people actually expect. I don't. It would have to prove itself for me. I've got it on the chart because it's valid, but I don't necessarily expect all-time highs for DOT in this particular rally. Now, what I'm thinking about is, okay, do we get that one more high or not? At the moment, I'm watching for it. Yeah, absolutely, especially as long as we're holding 570. But as I said, no confirmed low in place yet. And I think we need to pay close attention to Bitcoin to understand when Bitcoin is giving us a rebound, to understand when also DOT could follow. Because for now, yeah, obviously, due to correlations in the crypto space, also DOT is suffering a bit. Now, the question might be, what is going to happen with a break below 570? What's going to happen then? Now, it will depend on how and in what way support breaks. Because if it's a corrective move down, we might still consider maybe even a triangle. I mean, we haven't talked about it, but it's absolutely possible this B wave is a triangle, right? So it's just something, basically, to keep it very simple, below this support area, the idea of an upside diagonal pattern is failing, but it could still be, it could still try it later. The focus will then shift to the red line at 360. So we have this combination of the market is only rallying in corrective structures. That's why I'm considering a diagonal. Support is holding, but we're very deep in support, so a break is likely. But it's not moving down in impulsive waves, so that means a bearish scenario isn't necessarily preferred, even if support breaks. Short-term bearish, yes, but the focus will first shift towards the August low. That's basically the next risk level. Below 570, the focus will shift to round about 360. Now let's take a look at the DOT short-term chart to see what the latest micro pattern analysis reveals. And on the smaller time frame, we use the smaller time frame mainly to understand key pivots, invalidation points, and so far the price is holding the 570 level. But with that latest dip, the market has formally invalidated a 1-2 setup. That doesn't mean it has to drop like a stone. You could even argue maybe it's not invalidated on a volatile chart like that. Sometimes, some Elliott wave analysts would still call that a valid 1-2. I don't. So it's invalidated, meaning that doesn't mean we have to break support now, but it means that, yeah, I can't call that a 1-2. So it might be a wave 4 that's still being worked on in a wider WXY structure. It doesn't change much technically, but it means there is, the 1-2 setup failed. But the key support is holding, so that's really what counts. So it could be an A, B, C. So it's just, it doesn't really change much essentially. But so as I mentioned in the update, one second, let me just double check something. Should be like that. So as I mentioned in the update to our gold members earlier today on Discord, it takes minimally a break above that 687 level here to indicate a low has formed. So there was a bit of an ascending wedge pattern that broke to the downside. That's what they often do, these wedges. But yeah, it takes a break above this green line for an early indication that a low is in place. Okay, so I see it as a WXY. It might recover from here. Again, 570 is still key support. So that's the idea. So we have to see if support holds, and the break above that next green line would give us a further indication it does. But at the moment we are, deep in support, but without any reversal confirmation. From an Elliott wave point of view, the 570 level is important there, the 61.8 retracement. If you are looking for a reversal from here, I mean, you can always set a stop below the last low, but it's just not. We need another 1-2 setup Elliott wave wise for a short-term pattern. But yeah, let's see if we can develop a new impulse. And the next, let's say, short-term setup would be 5 waves above that green line, followed by a 3-wave pullback. That's what I would want to see. So 5 waves above 687, followed by a 3-wave pullback. That's the update about DOT. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.